Hey, I'm Cole.
I'm Kenyon.
I'm Kwame.
And I review bad self-help.
And we put it into our daily lives so you don't have to.
And so this week we're going to be covering breakups because our guest Nick just recently went through a breakup.
Say his full name.
Nik Cartwright, very funny comic, over for Dan Snowder, Mark Norman, a lot of other comics that are great.
Dan Soder, Mark Norman. Who else,
yeah.
Nick? Who else are you up with?
Sean Patton, Mike Kaplan, but hey, what's up?
He's good.
What's
but
up?
none of
Papa?
those could save you from your heart being smashed to a million pieces. So
Absolutely not.
Let's all those were not good enough reasons for her to stay. So let's get into that, Nick, and why don't you tell the audience a little bit about the beginning and the end of your the love affair 2018.
Well, here's the thing: is I like to consider myself a romantic fella. Right, so I get involved with ladies often, and so I have more breakup experience than the recent breakup. But yeah, I recently went through it. It was an 8-month thing, and it was more of
An 8-month thing?
well, it was a relationship. It was a
What's
serious
wrong with this
relationship.
generation where we can't just say we're dating someone anymore?
Yeah,
You know what I
what
mean?
is that?
It's always like, we're fucking, we're
We're
hanging out.
talking.
My
That's what
grandparents have
people
been
say.
married for 60 years. Just say they're hanging out together in a hospital bed. Everyone's such a fucking just weak mammal that they're like, I'm fucking someone right now. I'm not really in love. You're dating. You're
Could you
just
imagine-
dating.
I have
Can you
friends who will
imagine-
do that. Yeah, we've been talking for 6
What
months.
the fuck
What
does
is
that
What-
even mean?
We're
just
talking.
like a person, you cowards. I hate the oh no, we just hang out, we have sex, we have deep conversations.
No, if
But
she
it
has sex with
means-
somebody else, I'd
It
kill her,
means
but we're not
nothing to
dating.
me. Yeah. It means nothing to me.
Could you imagine
I'm a
your-
sociopath
your,
fucking exists on an iPhone?
Your grandparents, 60 years, they're like, yeah, we just had a 60-year thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't much. It was just
kind of yeah. I knew the ins and outs of her soul, and I kind of changed around.
No, yeah,
the rest
I
of the
stayed
world.
faithful when he went to Korea, but no, it was just like a thing. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah, no one can just be like, yeah, it was a relationship. You were in love, damn it.
So you had an 8-year or an 8-month thing.
Yeah, 8-month relationship. We actually lived together after we had been dating for like two months.
Okay,
So
that's all.
that's always a great
That
idea.
was now we learn. You see what I mean? In relationships, you learn that is
That's
an
like taking
obvious,
a hit
clear
from a
mistake.
one-hitter, and you're like, let's try heroin. You know what I mean? Like, this has gone
Yeah.
so well.
Yeah.
Let's take this to the worst level.
And that shit's so different. Living together is a whole new fucking.
Did you
monster.
guys fight a lot, like when you were living together?
No, we didn't fight a lot. We got along. It was just a lot of downtime with, and then you slowly start to realize that
Did you help
you
with
don't
rent?
know.
You helped with rent, right?
No, I didn't know.
You didn't help with rent?
No, it was in the process of me looking for a new place and stuff.
How
like
long
that,
did
so.
you guys live together?
2 months.
You didn't help with rent at all.
No, I didn't.
I
Listen. This
just
was
don't
under.
see why it went wrong. I mean, like, I'm over here very confused. I'm like, yeah. I mean, it sounds like Nick did everything he could do on his end. I mean, he took advantage of a woman.
She
lived
was
in her
like,
house for 2
"Let's
months.
live together in Chicago."
So you were together 2 months before you started living together.
Correct.
And the first 2 months of a usual relationship is like you see the person once every like week or something, like dating. So how did it feel going from like that to seeing her every single day?
It was like a binge almost. You know what I mean?
It's like
'Cause
being smothered with a mediocrity pillow.
I don't know, but I mean, I couldn't breathe if that's what you mean. Yeah, it was
How did you meet?
We were doing improv together. Gets
Jesus.
more and more embarrassing as we dig deeper. But but yeah, when you start that quickly, it's like a drug thing. It's like your first like bump of coke or whatever, and then all of a sudden we're moving in together. You're buying fucking 8 balls, and then it gets to a point where like I can't fucking do
How
this
old are you,
anymore.
Nick?
I'm 24.
So you should know better.
No, I don't think it's an age thing. I mean,
I did that when I was 19, but if I did that again and I was like, hey, we're dating for 2 months, I'm gonna move in, I'd be like, well, that's
little different
fundamental.
circumstances because the girl that I was dating actually had like a job and a future, not just an alcoholic loser. So I think that
Some background for the pod. 19 years old, I moved in with an older alcoholic.
How
Yeah.
old was she, Kenan?
Although
27.
Jesus Christ.
that is you're a stand-up comic.
Correct.
That is kind of the difference between improv and stand-up, right? Because someone that goes into improv usually has a job in a future, and someone who does stand-up
usually does not. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But I think that, and as I'm learning through dating and shit like that, I do think what happens is you do meet right people at the wrong time.
That happens all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's
especially
rough.
as a young person, because if you're like, I really like somebody, you want to be with them, you're like, well, it's not going to work out because you're both dumb.
Exactly.
You're both
yeah,
this
yeah.
is just like raw. It's almost like I wish I met you when I was like 30. You know?
Do you think you would still be with her if you guys had met like 5 years from now? You think you guys would work out? Do you like her? Did you like this woman?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but it just what happened was she wanted an actual boyfriend, and I can't do that
to
right
crush
now.
a person's heart.
Yeah, pretty
Those are
much.
two
I mean,
different
that,
things. Yeah.
Exactly.
He wanted to curb stomp a woman outside of a fucking. That's also. I mean, it kind of just based on my previous conversations there, it just sounded like she was more into you than you were into her.
Yeah.
Right?
I was into her. She was into me. She was more into being a relationship where we spend lots of time together, and she needed certain things from me that I can't provide.
Also, you're just describing a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She wanted
exactly,
those
but-
relationships where it's
Dude, she
like
needed
you
those-
hang out and you're like love each other and you
Jesus,
get dinner and you have a
It
time.
was like, hey,
What-
meet
what
my
the fuck-
parents
what do
and
you
like
think
buy
are
me
rela-
gifts
No,
and
one
treat
of
me
those
like a human
relationships
being.
where like I come inside you and then I leave and don't care about
That's
you. Do you know
not.
what I mean?
That's not what I'm
Can
saying.
I grab one of those bargain price relationships where you just want a fleshlight that says good set, really? As I mean, that's what you're looking for.
No, I think that was one of the problems is like after she would see me do comedy, she would tell me how like good it was
It's
too
bad.
much,
Yeah.
even though I fucking hate everything I do. And that was, it's a weird thing to be annoyed by compliments. I'm like, please, like, I know I didn't do
Well,
that
there's a
well.
difference between a compliment and then like a pity.
Well, that's called a woman loving you and trying to help you.
It's
It's called
Look up the
dating.
whole podcast. Like, so you do this thing. This fucking. Can you believe this bitch would hug me, whisper in my
She
ear?
would-
I would do anything for you.
Even
And I was
sometimes,
like,
sometimes
"God,
I'd feel sad, and she was like, "Nick, I love you." And I'm like, "You stupid whore! How dare you?"
do this to me.
Yeah, I got intimacy problems. I definitely got,
yeah.
I got a
I never
weird.
understood that. I'm like the opposite.
But I mean, I've had other relationships. You know what I mean? I dated a lesbian for 2 months.
How did that go?
Not well. She was like this. She had a bunch of tattoos. She was
Wait.
like this alcoholic.
A
girl.
lesbian?
I didn't know
you
she was.
you
a
kind
lesbian.
of skimmed over that.
That's a very major detail.
Like
in your
you
story.
met her, and she was like, "I'm a lesbian," and you're like, "Do you want to go out?"
Also, like how Nick thought, we'll post pictures later, that you're the thing that's gonna flip her. You know what I mean? Like you're like, I'll bring her to the male gender. I'll tell you this.
No, this was
This
after
dick's
the
so
fact.
good. I'm gonna change her.
This was like a conspiracy that I was working on while we were dating, and then it turned out to be true. Like while had pictures of her and other girls with strings of yarn attached, and I was like, wait a minute, she keeps calling Leslie every fucking night, and she'd only had sex with me when she was really drunk. I was putting the pieces together, and then 2 months in, we just had like a quick. It was the most. It basically happened at the front door. I opened the front door, and she's like, "We should just be friends," and I was like, "Yeah, word." Closed the door, and it was done. And then later, she started dating.
Yeah. So
women.
Was she
So-
bisexual? She's full on. She's gay.
I'm
She's just not Nick.
I'm
probably.
pretty sure. I mean, bi. She might have been bi. She might have been gay.
Do you think it was
Had a-
you specifically?
That I
Like-
I changed
Yeah, like do
tides.
you think she
I
fucked you?
changed her
You think
mind.
she fucked you, and she was like, "Yeah, I think women is the is the way to go from
I
now
mean,
on."
yeah, probably. Because
Imagine
that's
having a
also
dick
that's
so
happened
bad,
another
she's
time
like,
too.
Never again. She gave like the Pearl Harbor speech when she had sex with Nick. You're like, today is a day that will ever remain in infamy. The sovereign nation of my vagina was assaulted this morning.
Also, at 2 months, she did what you probably should have done with your
Yeah.
ex, right?
No, you guys are missing the point on that.
They
Oh,
were.
really?
They were. So you think that you guys, as many people that listen to this podcast and everybody's probably been in, just were
hordes.
right people, but at the wrong time. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. Like we liked each other a lot. We both needed each other at the moment. Like I needed her because she helped me a lot. Like believing in myself and all that garbage.
And
she-
You know, nothing else
and
you
an
believe in
apartment.
yourself like paying for your rent. Let me tell
Yeah.
you.
well, and she housed me and fed me and
Yeah.
And
nurtured
bathed
me
you.
like the sweet mommy she is. But then
Well, I'm glad that you made that because we got her here and we just thought we'd bring her on the podcast.
behind
We
curtain
got
too.
another- Yeah. This is Maury. We have her and your
Nick,
unborn son.
you are the father.
Tell you what, I'm a listener, and if any other listeners are like, "Oh, maybe I'll make it on the not as glamorous as you think it is, not professional."
No, it's very professional.
Kenyon's sitting on a goddamn plastic crate right now. Okay.
A lot of this gets this whole conversation
This is gonna be
probably,
edited.
this-
Yeah, I mean, how dare
He does.
How dare you?
I honestly feel bad for Cole because the amount of work that he has to do to edit out the 16 hours of garbage that goes into
And
1 hour.
because you insulted the
content.
podcast, I'm gonna edit you so you're insulting yourself.
My name is.
Isn't
Nik
that why you
Cartwright,
guys
and
had
I'm
me
sorry.
on here just to make fun of me that my girlfriend and I broke up? Isn't that the point of this?
yeah, that's the premise.
Just
of
edit
the
it to where it's him saying the worst thing. Just I hate you.
I never loved her.
It's like North Korean propaganda. Like, we have captured Nick here on tape. We're gonna have a Nick inside of an Afghani cave, just reading like, I vow I have hated her and I've ever hated her. Her and the United States must stop the settlements in Israel immediately.
What
So-
do we
Wait,
leave?
So,
So-
what were the ripple effects?
No,
What were
it's-
the-
before we do, so we're talking about the breakup. How did the breakup go down?
It was rough. It was tough
for
because
who? Because I know the story. So who was it rough for?
both of us, because it's
Yeah?
a breakup. It's not
Both
easy.
equally.
Yeah, I would say so.
It was.
Yeah.
Tell the listeners the full story, Nick.
God, it's all right. So she was like, we need to talk, and then I went over to her apartment and we talked about things and how she said that she needed more from me as a boyfriend.
What did she say specifically?
That she wanted to just be more present. Like she wanted me to be more present and stuff like that.
What
and
were
I,
the?
And I basically said, I'm not.
Okay, so she felt a little stronger for you than you felt for her, and you.
That's not
had
what
to
it
do
is, though. That's not what happened.
Okay.
Like we feel the same way. It's just I can't be the boy. I can't be a good boyfriend right now because I'm doing other shit. I'm trying to be a fucking comic. I don't have the mental capacity to fulfill her needs.
That's
Sounds-
and that's 100% reason. I mean, that's why
Yeah.
I like to say that's the reason I'm not in a relationship in my
I
right
know.
now, but it's really my dumb
It,
ugly face.
it sounds like there's a podcast version of events and a real version of events.
Yeah, this is definitely the retelling. This is
well, yeah. I
the
went.
Turkish government would like to say.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
they are-
I went to my lawyers and they redrafted a statement,
Yeah.
and I'm fucking releasing that statement
You're
right
like,
now.
so what if they asked me this question? It was like, you're probably gonna have to refer to this and go back.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
I like
talk
how
to them.
everything we've asked him basically is like, I plead the fifth.
Yeah, all the questions were like, yeah, I was the best boyfriend, and it was
You're like,
just
so what did she say specifically? And he was like, I like beer. I like beer. I enjoy beer.
This is a conspiracy by the Clintons to make it look like I have innocent problems, and I will not sit here and Emily buy. So yeah, I mean that's the thing is if you're trying to do a thing in your young 20s that requires pretty much all your commitment, it's really hard to
I think,
actually.
yeah,
have a
you
love
made
of
the
it.
right choice for yourself. You made the right choice because I mean, for your future, yeah, you shouldn't. You got other things to focus on. You shouldn't have been done. But also, I do think you should feel a little bad because, like, as soon as you moved out of her place, you should have told her this instead of like waiting like 6 months.
I didn't feel that 6 months ago, though.
Really?
No, it wasn't like
6 months ago, you were like, this could be like a thing.
Absolutely, we were living together, and it was working out. We were living together.
So was the problem that she wanted to, because she wanted to be like a full like committed, but would it
We
take
were
that?
we were in a committed relationship, but she just, and it's acceptable. It's what you're supposed to do, but she
Yeah.
just needed more of my time, and I don't have that.
So you know,
That makes
like
sense. Would you do you think
just-
do you think she would have been willing if you were like, hey, can we just like keep it where like I like you too? Can we keep it where we're at? But you know what I mean, not like be like fully. You
no,
think she would have been
'cause
like, nah?
It was upsetting her to a point.
That's
where
why she brought you
that
over.
it's fucked up. That's why.
Is that why she brought you over? Because she was like, this is like upsetting me or whatever.
Yeah, because
Okay,
she
that
had
makes
been
sense.
like wasn't very healthy because of this, because she was stressing out about it a lot, and I hate that I was doing that to her because I like her and I care about her.
the story kind of sounds like because
It's miserable.
well, okay.
Are you guys on good
we
terms?
don't have to. We'll make this a little bit lighter. So she,
let's get into
because
some.
it is entertainment. All right. So you keep your feelings. Like I know you're getting real. Stop that. All right. Yeah, all right. Like shove that in the hole, like a goddamn man should. I didn't invite you on here. Listen, we invited the guy from the breakup. Okay. That's what I fucking wanted. I don't need you. Every
I
fucking.
want- I
You want me to Vince Vaughn up in
I
here?
I just don't want your goddamn heart on the microphone. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I have to clean that fucking mic
I invited-
from honesty bullshit.
1 hour before the breakup, Nick.
Yeah. I don't need you to Nazi defending your state. Point being, it kind of sad because she was very cool, very attractive. It didn't work out at the right time, but it does sound kind of like, you know, the stories where like someone is like a CEO of a business, they have like a 401k and their life's all set up, and they like drop out to follow their dreams. That's how I kind of feel like you and your girlfriend are, because it's like this super like attractive set relationship, and it was basically like, nah, I'm gonna go do this other thing, and
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the CEO. He's putting his stuff in boxes. Like, no, I'm gonna paint birds.
yeah, and
that's
then,
what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, and everyone's like, that's stupid.
That's stupid.
And
You had a
it is.
401k and
You're like,
shit.
have you
Cut
seen
to the
her
present.
Everyone's like, you're leaving comedy for. But have you seen that?
No, that's gonna be cut to 20 years later, the present, where he's just huddled around a dumpster fire with 4 other guys, and he's like, and that's why I left her.
Okay, but as
I
a
feel
as
like
a whole
emotionally
though,
what you're doing with your life right now is like the CIA documents, where I just see like he dated, and then the rest of it's like cut out in Sharpie, and it's like I don't know what happened that fall. It's all the rest of it's classified.
It just
data.
says redacted.
Yeah.
So,
But
let's.
if
are
you,
are
I'm here to get help. That's why
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay.
That's why
But
you're here.
as a whole, I think my problem is that, like a
This
like
is,
a kid.
This
like,
is his workshop statement.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what I want you guys to help me with.
The lawyer's prepared. No, the thing is, I invited Nick on the podcast, not this pile of shit that's lying to me right now.
This is what I need help with, is because I feel like relationship, you know, when you're a kid and you got a new video game and you were excited about it, and then you played it for like a couple hours, and then you played it for a whole weekend or whatever, and then the next week you just kind of get bored.
That is the worst way I've ever heard someone describe a woman as.
I'm not describing a woman.
A new
you know,
video
like
game.
a machine you play on until you get bored.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like if your PS4 was like, "Hey, I kind of want to spend more time together." You're like, "Oh boy!"
Yeah, you know when Super Smash Bros. Comes out and it's the best, and then a few
And all of a sudden, Mario is like, "Hey, I think I love you," and you're like, "Wow, I really have feelings for Luigi." So if you can just back up.
All right, so no, we'll help you get over this.
No, that's what we're here for, man.
That's what we're here
That's
for
why
you.
we got some collective tips to help you get over
We're here for you.
nothing wrong that you did according to your statement.
I'm not saying that. That's it. I'm not saying I didn't do anything. I did lots of things wrong, but I feel like it's not as it's not as cut and dry as like she was like, I love you. And I'm like, well, I don't love you. See you later. It was more of like it's a complicated thing.
Yeah. Oh man. So, but we got some tips to save your
Yeah,
ass.
give me some
Nick.
fucking tips,
Let's
dude.
go, Cole.
I'm hurting over here.
What's the movement we're looking at, buddy?
So the book I read to help you, Nick, is How to Get Over Your Ex: The Breakup Book for Men.
Ooh.
7 Powerful Hacks for Men, a step-by-step guide for self-improvement from the Manpower series.
Oh shit!
That's got to be the saddest thing that I've ever heard. The Manpower series.
It mentions men like 4 times in the time.
How a man should break up. And now there's a man in the Manpower
For
series.
men.
I don't miss her at all. What the fuck does that book? Volume 1. Fucker. Volume 2. Stupid bitch. Volume 3. Still don't care. Volume 4. What do you mean I'm drunk, officer? It's my birthday.
Volume 5. I don't care that it's not my house. Let me the fuck in.
So
Black
this was
power, you got a fist. Manpower is just a raging cock.
So this was a book. It's an Amazon book, and I think it's curbed from his blog posts. He has the manpowerblog.com.
Powerblog.com.
If you want to investigate a little further.
How does
I
that
like
feel?
that it's not manpower doc. It's manpowerblog.com.
How do you feel like on the road to that? Like whatever happens in your life, you happen upon like manpowerblog.com, and you're like, I think this is the answer. Like, you know, like, if I'm just at a point where I'm like, oh, I figured it out. Now there's this dude, he talks about manpower. Never in my life.
This is how I'm going to get my son back.
How many holes in drywall is that fucking blog cause?
Like, oh man, that's actually the first step.
And this is
that's
just
actually the
fully-
first step.
Punch a hole in the
Did
goddamn
you read
wall.
the blog or you read
Really,
like, you
anytime
read-
a bunch of horny men to get together, it's just hell that breaks loose. Like, I
No,
think
what
that's,
was the last one we did? Was the horny guys, the fucking the retreat or whatever the fuck,
yeah,
right?
wild man, dude. The thing is men are we if we don't come and just if we don't like get certain needs,
That's
they
true.
become
Everything
insane.
we do what it's meant. It's you got the fucking the retreat shit. You got the fucking the no fap. You got this. Every time it's just like you're gonna get a group of guys together. They're gonna talk of their problems, but they're not gonna come. They're insane. It's monstrous.
Well, the thing is, women can make like a reasonable nuance to because they don't have this horrible chemical in their head, but like men have to go extreme. We're like, no, we got the manpower series. Here's what you do: you go out there, you grab life by the balls. So you got a room full of lonely people that are like, yeah, I can't come, so let's kill something. And then it's just that's all it is. Fucking hell on earth. Anyway, what they got for Nick?
And this is a physical book you read, like a published.
No, it's
physical?
an Amazon Kindle book. You can buy it in paperback, but he charges.
Imagine Cole sitting like drinking a green tea, just reading like, you gotta hit him. You gotta hit
In the
him.
middle of a Starbucks, as people around him are like, "Oh, this guy is gonna shoot us." he's just reading the manpower series.
And there's a disclaimer in the beginning of the book that says, "No, I use the terms hack and step interchangeably." And those are not the same word at all.
What
Like,
the fuck? Yeah, what does that even mean?
I think he's just kind of
Like
capitalizing on like the life hack term, but he just wanted to put steps and put hack.
I thought you meant
instead.
hack like an axe. And I was like, "Oh, this is gonna get fine."
Wait, you thought he meant like 7 powerful like hacks you
Yeah,
can
I know,
do
he's
with
a
an
crazy-
axe
he's
to
a
get over
crazy
your
guy.
ex?
The manpower series is pretty explicit.
Power.
First,
Hack
you hack
1,
on wood.
legs.
Then
Hack,
you-
hack 2, head. Hack 3, arms.
Also, I feel like all these life hacks are just like, yeah, punch a hole in the wall. Don't have to take kids to carry your kids anymore. It's simple. It's easy's 1, 2, 3. You got that stress out of your life.
Hack
Man,
6, 7 beers, 3 shots. All of a sudden, you don't care that you're not at your kid's soccer game.
Yeah. Life hack number 3: throw the microwave on the ground. Suddenly, everyone's inspired to make that fucking meatloaf. Suddenly, everyone. A couple life hacks we got going on.
Yeah, because hack's a weird. It does imply kind of like a shortcut to something like you were saying.
I just want a shortcut to not reading the manpower series. I feel like a hack 1.
What is
talk
Yeah.
who is the guy who wrote it? He's like
I
he's
don't,
like
I
one of
don't
these.
know his name.
These,
But,
he doesn't have a full name. He published the book on Amazon with no name.
I don't even care what his name is. Do you
Well, is
care
he
what,
like one of
Do
these-
you care what his name is?
Well,
Is that
for
gonna
example,
is that going to give
for
you
example,
insights into his mind?
Our pickup artist guy was like, the second best guru in the world.
No, he doesn't have a bio. He's just a.
Do you
He's
feel
the
like they
guy.
listen to the podcast and just cry? Like, do you feel like any of these guys listen? They like write this whole self-help book. And they're like, I think there's a podcast about it. Like, yeah, manpower. That's so fucking dumb. And he's just sitting there like mantra. He's just like screaming alone, like manpower. I'm not power. I'm not a man. I'm not anything. Fuck you, Kwame Kenyon. Stupid African ass sounding names. Tell me how to fun. Fuck your stupid podcast. I'll see you in hell, buddy.
Yeah. So the 7 hacks are based on NLP principles, which is neuro-linguistic programming. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that.
No,
at all.
I've never heard of that. Why would you say that? Like, I don't know if you got. No, yeah. Maybe, perhaps you haven't heard of the word I just made up. But
No, it's kind of a big deal in like the red pill communities.
yeah,
it's like
we're normal humans.
I don't. I'm not a.
No. So in the KKK, it's actually a widely used term. Like,
No.
yeah, I don't know.
Or just like probably like the Jordan Peterson self-help stuff. It's like it's reprogramming your mind using languages.
I don't. That's not a thing.
It says so whatever you feed your mind becomes reality.
That's not Jordan. That's like that.
That's shit. That shit people believe in, right? Where it's the thing where it's like.
That's that the gift or whatever. There's like a documentary where it's like you visualize your future, it'll just come true.
Yeah, that kind of. Did you guys ever see the thing?
No, it's like reprogramming. Like if you have depression, you just say I am happy until
Well,
it
that
like
shit-
blocks
shit about
blocks
what-
out
That
all
shit is
the.
just a
Did
fan.
you guys
If you're
ever
sitting
see-
there-
did you guys
listen,
ever-
I'll tell you personally. That shit. If I'm sitting at my house, just
Did you
drinking
ever
alone,
see the
then, like,
Twitter thing with the plants or whatever, or the rice or whatever the fuck? She was like, yeah, I had like 2 like cups full of rice like in my apartment filled, and there was water in them. There was water and rice in the cups, and like every day she would have a hate rice jar and like a nice rice jar, and then the hate rice she would go to it at the end of the day and be like, I hate you, you suck, you're ugly, whatever. And the nice rice jar she'd be like, you're beautiful, I love you. And then at the end of like 2 months, the nice jar was like all floating and nice, and then the hate jar, the rice were like all rotting and like at the bottom of the cup because it's supposed to prove that like
Okay.
positive.
I think all that
thinking
proves is that she should get a job too. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason for her to sit around. I know, like, he makes enough money, but you need to go out and find something to fucking
That's
do.
like-
you need to get a fucking job. all
I
right?
was,
Like, You imagine coming home from work and you're like, God, the company's fun. But you're like, I have 2 things of rice that I'm saying I love you and I hate you. And it's like, God.
What were you
damn it,
saying,
boys.
Nick?
No, while we're still on like breakup shit. So after this breakup, I was at a bar with a couple of my friends.
That's almost like, do you think like as soon as you get through a breakup, you're almost like escorted to a bar? Like
Yeah,
you just find bars are just magnets for heartbroken men. It's all you just find yourself there. I don't even know if you like teleport.
No, and then when you immediately break up, it's like you're like a desperate. You're just handing your card to everybody. Like, hi, Nik Cartwright, recently single, ready to fuck. Hi, Nik Cartwright,
Nick
recently
Cartwright,
single, ready to
homeless
fuck.
penis.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah,
to meet you. Yeah. It's like it really is like a parasite trying to find a new victim.
Exactly.
That's
Like
really
I
all.
just need a fucking new vein to crawl into and feel warm again. But I was like excited to be single and free and stuff like that.
Did you go out
And
to this
then-
bar specifically to meet women?
No, it was more just like to hang out or whatever. And this girl started talking to me, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of fun." And then she said, "Yeah, my roommate's energy is killing my cactus." And I was like, "Oh, I miss her." God damn it! This is why
Was
being
your,
single
actually-
sucks.
was your ex into stupid shit like that?
No, she's very smart. Yeah, I know.
That's
Are
not
you
even
sure
very,
you guys aren't still
That's
dating?
not even. That's not even.
Yeah, because you're still
Yeah,
you're
she's
still being
super
unfun
smart.
like
She's
you're
beautiful. She's just the best.
That's not even. That's not even super smart. That is just like I'm not an
That's just
actual
literally-
complete. I'm not an
Yeah.
actual idiot. I'm not like the stupidest
dating.
part
I
of
mean, it's
cactus.
just every single. What, was she into that? Well, what was she into? Being loving and caring 24/7.
Having a frontal lobe, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. For fuck's sake. So
you guys are
I've
saying
reached
you
the
don't
point
believe-
recently where like I actually feel like enlightened because like before with my horniness it would just be whoever, but I'm actually at a point of self-respect where if a woman said that to me, I would just jerk like no. You know what I mean? Like no.
Really?
Yeah.
You would not have sex with a girl who said that my roommate's energy is killing my cactus.
Well, because she's gonna hate
She
me.
says she says, "Hey, my roommate's energy is killing my cactus, and I think the best way to blow off the stress is to blow you in the bathroom right now." You'd be like, "No, I'm going home to masturbate." That's what you would say.
Blowing is not sex, Kwame. That is someone who
Let me
hasn't
finish
had
what I'm
sex in a
saying.
long
So
time.
you were saying
No, I'm gonna fight with you,
Adam
Kwame.
check.
Goddammit. A blowjob is not sex. Blowjob
A
is
blowjob is a sexual act. I want you guys to look me in the face and tell me. She says my roommate's energy is killing my cactus, and the best way to resolve that is to blow you in the bathroom. You would say, "Actually, excuse me, madam, I'm gonna go home to my
That's not what I'm saying.
apartment and masturbate."
I would-
That's what you
I
do?
would-
Well, Kwame, of course I wouldn't say no.
Stop,
I mean,
stop
like,
trying to.
I'm
and
not
that's
gonna-
what stop
yeah,
trying to pretend.
yeah.
You were some
Kwame-
evolved sexual being. Like you've hit some plane of
Kwame-
existence.
I don't get-
where coming is the
Fuck's
but
sake, you got a wig attached to a blanket. I'll marry her. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. I'm a level of loneliness that is
And
really
Kwame,
extreme.
you're arguing. This is the Kenny had said he wouldn't have sex with her, and a blowjob in a bathroom that's no responsibility. There's you
No,
suck
I
my
have
dick.
se- I
I
would
come.
live with her probably. I mean, I'd
No,
probably
you-
marry her.
yeah, you're right. That's first step.
No,
is a
I
blowjob
would.
in
I
a-
mean, like, on it, yeah. I mean, no, I'd probably fall in love with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because she'd be like the cactus energy, and I'm like, we got some stuff to work through. Sure. But so do Romeo and Juliet. Okay.
Yeah. You know, something crazy happened to me actually on the way to the pod, and I wanted to save it to bring it up. But I was at Dunkin' Donuts.
oh, you told me about this.
Yeah, and but yeah, so I'm at Dunkin' Donuts, and these two Latina women, one of them was like, "Hey, excuse me, you're a very attractive man," and I was like, "Oh, well, thank you
They
very
said
much."
that to you?
Yeah, it never has that happened ever in my life, and it was really.
It sounds like the stunner opening that we talked about.
That's what I
in
was
the
about to
plan.
say.
That is true.
I was about to say,
That
I
is
was like,
true.
have you guys read 69 Steps to Getting Laid Tonight? Because
If,
you were
if
doing.
I if I
But
did
also,
that, it'd be like,
because
oh yeah.
you got very offended when I said this before. We don't like. You're not that much. I'm not that much uglier than you. I just want you to admit.
No,
that-
yes. Yes.
I don't know
yes,
why you
you
think
are.
of yourself as like this ugly. You look like a normal fucking person.
That's what.
No,
I'm
he does
You're
not.
not like some goblin mask of a human. You look like a normal guy.
Thanks, Juan. This is why we do the podcast together. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Because I got.
Because I want to fuck him. But
Yeah.
you look like you look like a mask of a but like a normal looking goblin. You know, not like my mouth
It's
like
also
this.
just incorrect. You have a dumb fucking nose on your face. I have a dumb fucking nose on your face. I'm done with this false information you're feeding into me.
It's
I'm
it's
not-
You're
I'm
ugly.
not- I'm not saying you guys- I'm not saying you
I don't
guys-
give a fuck what
I'm
she
not saying
said.
you're some-
You're fucking ugly. I'm fucking ugly. I've seen your chest hair. It's bullshit. You're not in shape. I'm funnier than you. Let's just go on and say. I mean, I just don't understand why everybody's crawling on Nick's dick, Kenyon's dick.
Oh,
Family
there it
country.
is. There
Here
it
it
is.
is. This is the real
You
Kenyon.
see, he starts with the insults, but then he gets to the meat.
To the reality.
To the meat and the reality. Yeah, that's all it is that he. But I mean, it still ended up weird because I was like, oh, thank you so much. And then I told them, I was like, this has never happened to me before. And then they looked ashamed of themselves. Like, we shouldn't have done this. And then I was like, I don't know. Do you want my phone number? And then she was like, yeah, I guess. And they started being like, that I was being creepy now. Even though they were like, you're an attractive man. And I was like, do you want my phone? And then they got
you gotta
super
just
weird.
go with the habits. You just gotta go pretend like a confident guy. You'll be like, yeah, no, thank you, so whatever. Then did you get their numbers?
I gave them my number.
You should have got their numbers.
But
No.
I don't think I was in the position.
Why?
Yeah.
Because that's what 69 Steps tells me to do.
No, they did it correctly because they went up to, they approached him, and they got
Doesn't
his
69
number.
Well, no, I'm talking about he's the
They
guy, right?
69'd me.
Yeah,
That's true, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. He's,
And they
he's
kind of
supposed to give up his
kind of
number.
negged you a little bit too. They approached you, told you
and
look.
then they just
They
destroyed
fucked
your
it.
self-esteem.
They approached you, told you you look good, and then you were like, "Thank you," and then you were like, "Oh, you ugly bastard," and
Oh,
then you,
fuck
and then
you,
you
yeah.
gave them. They got you.
No, yeah. I now look at me. I'm begging for them to text. I'm itching for that text to come in like a fucking desperate floozy.
Okay, so yeah. So these steps,
Yeah, give me some
They're-
some fucking hacks.
they're based on the neuro-linguistic programming, and he talks a little bit about the NLP, and he says you can do whatever you set your mind to, and then he says I cannot recall where I saw the research on this, which is a bummer, but I encourage you to do some research on your own, which is like he's writing a book. He could he
Yeah,
has the time.
I'm
to,
paying the $12 to not do research. That's why you buy a fucking book.
yeah.
So where's this research taking place for the Manpower series? You know what I mean? What library do you have to go to and get a banned book for research?
There's just a
I suggest you get some research going on.
Yeah, there's just a
Go
tire
to a
swing.
local parking lot, meet Dave. He'll drive you under the bridge. We'll get the research going.
There's just a tire swing and a T-bone steak.
And he also prefaces this book. He talks about his breakup a little bit, and he says, when I was going through my breakup, I did not waste any time on random shit. I invested hundreds of hours studying psychology.
Can you imagine? It's like, I just don't, and it's not working out. What's to do? He's like, all right, we have to understand. How did this happen? So that understand the
Is
psychology.
he saying you went to school, or what is invested hundreds of hours?
He had invested hundreds of hours studying psychology, took out a loan, and then went on to an NLP school to become accredited.
What is an MLP school?
A neuro-linguistic programming
What
school.
the fuck is that? What is that? Is that some guy's apartment where he preaches to a bunch of guys? What is that?
Yeah, probably just a manpower school or something.
Manpower
Also,
school.
like, the worst, it's like, I almost prefer, like, binge drinking over, like, studying over, like, can you imagine breaking up with somebody, pouring over books? Like, there has to be an answer. There has to be a way. If I understand the human brain, I can understand.
Also, he says, I did not waste time on random shit. I invested hundreds of hours studying psychology. That is like the most time
You
wasted
imagine, like,
on
flipping
random.
books and you're like, why? Why did she misinterpret everything I said into a fight? There has to be a human psychology way for how she got jealous and terrible at everything.
And it's like, nobody can just not like me. There's something wrong with their brain.
Yeah.
No one can just dump me. There
You
needs
imagine
to
she
be.
just knocks it out. I have a diagnosis. You must have a type of schizophrenic disorder where you hear voices in your head that tell me that I'm on.
You show up at her door with flowers and like, you're bipolar.
You
That's
need a
why you left me.
medication, damn it. That's why you didn't think that our band was great. Hundreds of hours of psychology. You drink a beer, your friends say fuck her, you move on.
And again,
That's my you
Also,
break up tips?
that's more than probably any psychology student has ever spent studying psychology. Like that's
Also, at no point does a self-awareness come where it's like, it says really obsessive men that do whatever here are almost always terrible. Men with a really obsessive focus is almost just like, it comes to bodies somehow.
and then he took out a loan.
to do
You
what?
imagine getting a breakup so bad you become a professor teaching about like, all right, class in session. Today we're gonna learn about Melissa 101. It's gonna be a hard course for many.
Well, yeah, who teaches these MLP, NLP, whatever the fuck they are courses?
Probably like pickup artist type people. It's all associated with this.
What do you? Are these in like an apartment? Or are these in like a theater? Where are these at?
Who knows?
Dartmouth or what?
They're
should go
not.
to one.
They're not at a traditional school.
I think
It's like the
once we,
same. It's the
oh, we're
same
going.
place
Once
where
the pod gets some traction, we got a little extra.
We're doing
money
a
in the pocket,
live pod.
We're going to one of them.
Yeah,
It's
and obviously he didn't read about psychology enough to get to the part where NLP has no scientific basis in anything, because it doesn't.
Yo, what is studying
no,
psychology?
I
So
want to
he
know
must
more
have
about
been
this. What is it? NLP?
NLP, neuro linguistic programming. It's just reprogramming your mind using language, like we
So
said.
I
Thoughts,
say I'm
basically.
really smart. I'm really smart
Yeah.
every day when I wake up, and then my IQ goes up, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. God,
What do you mean?
you imagine a kid in Africa being like, I have food. I have food. I have food. And he's just like, I just feel full. I don't know what it is. I just
My
feel
penis
fucking
is
full."
7
It's
inches.
so dumb.
My
You can't
penis
just-
is 7 inches.
Listen, a mantra can only go so far. I can sit at home and be like, I am happy. I am happy. But if I'm looking at the funny bone telling me my clip wasn't good enough, that's not going to fucking change the goddamn fact that I'm still at home staring down
you're
at
saying this, Kenyon, but how many hours did you put into reading psychology?
true.
Exactly.
That's
So,
true.
That is a good point. That we shit on these things, but it's like this guy's NLP certified.
That's
and we're
almost like,
not,
but that's
so.
almost like embarrassing that you put this much work into psychology and you couldn't see that you're batshit insane.
How many people
You're
bought your?
releasing
How
a
many
book.
people bought your Amazon book? Answer.
Huh?
How many people bought your book on Amazon?
Well, I never wrote a book on Amazon because I don't want to deal with a breakup in a healthy goddamn way.
You think the way
be fair,
you
I have
deal with a
spent-
breakup is a healthy way? is that how you supposed? I would rather this is equal.
yeah.
I can either be
Basically,
this.
this guy said, I invested hundreds of hours studying astronomy, and I found out I'm a Gemini. That's.
But it's also it's like
stupid.
so the ways that I've seen dealing with a breakup are I can either write a book on Amazon or I can be one of two guys, Nick and Kenyon, who come on a podcast and talk about that book. That's the ways of dealing with the breakup.
Have you gone through a breakup?
Not
Yeah,
a super.
have you even?
I've
so
gone-
Kwame's like, we held hands and then she let go. That's like the extent of the most serious
I've gone through.
relationship.
I've gone through stuff, but I haven't gone through. I'm not.
So no.
So
Not
no.
a super serious thing. No.
So you haven't. Yeah, you're a child.
I'm not gone through.
It's like,
something.
you're just a fetus.
I've gone through- I've
what
gone
have you
through
I
gone through?
cannot wait.
I was with a girl who had sex with my best friend.
Yeah, but you were with her?
Yeah, we were with her.
Well, that's rough.
Did she break up with you after that, or
Yeah.
did you break up with?
Stopped talking to her because she had sex with my best friend.
But
But
so
did you try repeating the whole time, like any of these phrases, like "I am happy,"
I am happy.
she's not a horrible
He said-
whore, or anything like that?
He did
like,
not
they
come
would-
inside her. He did not come inside her. He just did that for 3 months.
Why'd your best friend do that to you?
What did he say? Oh, it was like we were growing apart, and then he was like kind of a dick. So
Kind of a dick.
Oh yeah,
That's not a kind of a dick thing to do. That's a kind of a dick's like he didn't give you any of his fries, not like fucked a girlfriend. Show up with a goddamn tire.
it's kind of.
Yeah, he was being a little passive aggressive by putting his penis into the person I love. By stabbing me in the back with his fucking semen. I guess we're all a bit of victim of heartbreak here. Nick was part of a perfectly loving relationship that somehow didn't work out. And then Kwame, whatever woman you're intimate with, decided that she hated you, wanted to stab you in the back with your friend's penis.
That's a little true.
Did you even have sex with her?
I did not.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Were you even dating? You fucking useless fuck?
answer, dude. That's why I asked.
Ah, well.
Oh, it's all fun. Kwame's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you are a naked man firing a pistol. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as we come to you, you collapse because there's nothing there on the. It's all like Nick's full of shit, Kenyon's full of shit, and it's like
I didn't say you were full of shit.
Motherfucker,
I said
you
you
held
were
hands
equal.
with a bitch
I
that
said
fucked
you
your
were.
best
I
friend,
said you were
dude.
equal to NLP guy. That's what I said.
Dude, all
You
I'm
dated her and she had sex with your friend, and
Did you
never
even
even
date
had
her when
sex
she
with
just
her?
talked to you and she was like, hey, Kwame, and you're like, hey, and then you go back to like your fucking shrine at home and you're like, she didn't notice the hair I picked from her today. It's almost complete. I think I could clone her.
She called me to apologize.
What's
I
that?
was-
I'm sorry, like.
Oh, it was.
Well, whoopsie daisy. Listen,
Yeah, it was very
we
much,
all make a lot
I
of-
was like, well, that is not adequate, and so we stopped talking.
What would have been adequate?
Not having sex with someone that I was friends with.
What if she
that's
was
a-
like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but I'll fuck you now."
well, you fuck her then, and then you.
I was young. Yeah, I was like almost 17. Yeah, I would have been like, all right, well, I guess if this is what it takes, we'll probably do this.
Yeah.
cheating is
How
I
long
don't
were
know.
you guys together that you didn't have sex?
Yeah, probably like it was a little while.
No, you can say say
How
it on
about
the
how
pod.
about how about?
Oh my God, I'm on the spot here. I got it. We got to talk.
Was it
You
longer
get
than
to-
Nick's
You
relationship?
get to skirt around. It was actually probably about the same amount of time as Nick's relationship.
8 months?
Yeah. It was about
You
the
went
same-
8 months.
It was
you
about the
You
same-
wasn't a relationship.
But I was
you
also
dumb
like
idiot.
16. I was like 16, almost 17 years old. So, it
So
was
wait,
like,
you go on
so it's like if you haven't had sex for 16 years, I mean, like 8 months is not that long.
I just
want
to hear what happened. So your mom you'd be like, "Mommy, can I?" And she'd give you like $40. You go to Chuck E. Cheese. You go bowling with this. You fancy your diner out. You're looking up, having your nice little coming of age moment where you walk around and stare into the stars. And then you go home. You don't have sex, and then she has sex with your best friend.
That's about right. Yeah. Man. This is a dark episode.
How are you not the one who wrote the book?
This
I
is
feel like
a-
you'd be the one who
Oh
wrote the
my
book.
God.
You're making at me like I'm unrealistic. I mean, I
I wasn't saying you're
I feel
unrealistic.
like I don't
was
understand why
saying-
Claw means I'm
what
standing
I
up. I'm
was
like,
saying is you do not get to, and me neither. We don't get to hold ourselves. We're all dealing with this in unhealthy ways. None of us are healthier than the guy who wrote the NLP book.
no, I could damn well say I am healthier than the man who
You're
got
healthier.
a doctorate. Yes, I didn't get a doctorate in hating women or whatever the fuck he did. I didn't study hours. I got drunk a couple times and called and screamed things like a man. I didn't like change my life for a person. I'm not like when I broke up with someone, I didn't get books and I'm like, there has to be an answer. You know what I mean? Like none of that
That's true.
happened. You know, you obviously. Whew.
What about me? I'm dealing with it in a pretty healthy way.
That's the saddest story from you I've heard, and
We've heard a lot of sad stories.
Yeah,
Claw Me.
and you're basically homeless.
What do you mean sad? This is an uplifting, inspiring story. I came back from a bad breakup.
Wasn't even
That's
a-
not a breakup.
I
If you
started-
don't fuck, that's not a breakup.
I
It's not even a
started-
relationship.
I
Yeah.
came back from a bad thing, and I started a successful
A
podcast.
girl had sex with
that-
someone who.
I started a
she-
successful podcast that is number 138 in Canada.
Damn
And-
right.
Honestly,
Damn
that,
right.
That story made me
Okay.
want to kick you off the pod.
Yeah,
so
Yeah, I mean, if you can't stand up for yourself in there, what makes you think you can stand up for yourself in the pod? I mean, let's just be honest
I'm
here.
standing up for myself right now.
How bad would it be if you came in one day and it was just your best friend podcasting, and it was like, it's not.
I kill it. I would come back with a gun on a
I
Sunday.
mean, Claw Mean, it's not what it looks.
I would-
We were just gonna have a couple of drinks. One thing led to another. He was doing "I'll see you" to help. I didn't really think it was gonna turn out like this.
I would
still,
kill-
I still
I
have
would
podcast
kill-
feelings for you.
I'd kill all three of you. I would shoot you all in the head and then I'd kill myself.
yeah, he
You
would write
can't
the book
buy a
7 hacks
gun.
and be one. Just kill them all. Hack one.
Cole, what
Where
about
would-
you? Have you ever
Yeah,
had a
didn't your
breakup
girlfriend
before?
cheat on you?
Yeah.
What?
See, that's the thing about Cole is Cole has seen so much darkness that he's so
Well, the
calm
thing is,
because you know he talks it like in the upside
Well, because he's
down.
trying not to give
No,
the
'cause-
police anything to work out. Because his girlfriend cheated on him and then she was never seen
At least I
again.
had sex with her before she did that. So
I mean,
Like,
was
he had a girlfriend that cheated on
she alive when you had the sex? I mean, was this post mortem or?
Oh, he's just nodding his
He
head.
doesn't want
No.
to
He
just doesn't-
hear that.
he just
I was
doesn't say
just
anything.
letting the silence give what that deserved. 'cause I
Letting
was-
that shit bomb.
Yeah.
How did it happen? Who did she cheat on him with?
Just a friend that she had back home. She lived in Greece.
Can't trust those people.
Cheated on you with a Greek guy?
Yeah, she's Greek.
You know
No,
what
she's
ha-
black.
You know what would have been good? You know what would have been good is if like the fucking all their hair just like sparked up against each other.
Wait,
and
are
it
you
was, like,
thinking
a
of my
fire and
current
they
girlfriend?
burned.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about her.
Oh,
This
I
is
thought.
the
You
ex-
thought he was still with her? after
Yeah, you
that?
thought it was.
Yeah, no, I
No.
thought you were a member of the It's Still Okay Brigade.
No.
If someone cheated on me, ideally it would be over, but I'd probably stay with them.
Have you ever
But I
been
would-
cheated on?
No.
But you kind of like that, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little,
that your
like
feeling?
a
Yeah,
little,
a little
bit you'd
a
like
little
that.
bit. That's.
Huh?
I think a little bit you'd be
Isn't
like,
that kind of your? Yeah, you got a little.
You got like a little
sadist-
emasculation
masochist
type
kinda, yeah.
type thing going.
I would.
oh, look at that. You hear that, folks?
Look at him.
That is a man's soul trying to hold back
If your
the
girlfriend
truth.
said, "I want to fuck somebody else while you watch," as like a sexual.
No,
thing, would
because
you
I
say
like
yes
I
or
like
no?
it like watching videos in the abstract funny way, like not like abstract like that's sad, but if someone I actually cared about was like, hey, I like somebody else so much instead of you, it would break me to pieces and I get really mad.
I mean, I'll get your opinion on this. I don't know if this counts as cheating, but I once really did. I was at a Halloween party, and me and that chick that she ended up being a lesbian, which is why this story is prevalent. But we were at a party together, and then
Is
she.
this the Mario Luigi thing? The joke you have about it?
Yeah, I do have a joke about it, but we weren't dressed as Mario and Luigi. But she was making out with like 2 to 3 different. Like she would make out with a girl, and then she'd go to another girl and make out with her.
That's a little hot if you're in a relationship, right?
It was a little bit, but
there's
then
a line between hot and like you're just clearly like.
well, for
making
me,
out.
it'd be if it's like one girl that you're making out with all night, then it's like okay.
but she's
there's something
bisexual. She's bisexual.
Well, that's when it's like okay, there's something going on. But if she was making out with like
But
3 or
also,
4
I'm too
girls,
I'm
in
too-
my head I'd be like, oh, she's just like having fun. You know
I'm
what I
also
mean?
too jealous of a dude. Like if for some reason I ended up in like a threesome with another guy, and the girl I was with was like, I'm gonna go towards him now. I'd be like, oh what? You say the stories you got? You know,
Why
like,
would
the
it even be
stories the whole time.
Wait, what is that? That's not even. Yeah, if you were with a girl and she was like, yeah, I'm gonna let's me and you and this guy fuck me, I'd be like, no, that's
Yeah.
not what I'm gonna do.
you wouldn't do that?
No,
No,
fundamentally,
I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't do the 2 dudes, 1 girl.
No,
If it was a girl I was dating,
No.
I'd be like, no, we're not gonna do that.
I wouldn't do it with any. Yeah.
I would
Too
do it
jealous.
if it was like, yeah, it was
Too
one of my,
jealous.
if it was
Oh,
one of
I
my,
guess if you're dating,
if it was one of my friends and it just happened,
No.
whatever.
No, the whole.
that's
That's
because you haven't. See, that's the thing is like,
different.
I bet.
I
have
wouldn't.
have
do
any
it.
of us had a threesome with someone before?
No, I got offered a threesome.
I know about that. You told me about that.
Yeah, I got offered and I had to decline because I had just started a relationship
With
with the girl that I just ended it with. We were about to move to Chicago, and this chick hit me up on Snapchat and was like, "Me and my friend want to fuck you," and it was a
you chose
really
not to. You
But
replied,
it's
"Hey,
like
sorry, I actually have to."
Like, okay, we're gonna
it-
post pictures of Nick. Just podcast. We'll post pictures of Nick.
Kenyon
After
thinks
we-
I'm really ugly, and it's really hurtful to me. And
I don't think you're really ugly. I just don't think you're that. I don't think you're like beautiful. I think you're an average looking man.
He's kind of a he's a little cute.
Yeah, you're okay. You're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
To bulk up.
But you don't need to have like. But the point
I
is,
need
there
the what?
shouldn't be like.
Bulk
people
up.
Yeah, you should work
Get
out.
stronger.
He's got a nice little beard. He's got stupid hair
People
or
shouldn't
whatever.
be loading catapults full of pussy and throwing them at you.
I mean,
So
I
it's-
agree. I'm shocked as you are that it's happening.
I'm not
but
shocked. I'm angered. There's a difference. I'm not in surprise.
What is
I'm
he
like,
with
this is
I think you
adjustment.
think everybody is uglier than you're not that ugly. He's not that ugly. What is his thing?
Huh?
He's a cute. He's a
it's
nice
Kenyon.
looking guy.
No one can have a better time than Kenyon. Otherwise, Kenyon gets angry.
It's not true.
That is.
It's not
Ah,
true.
he got defensive. That means it is true. You immediately
No, because everyone's having a better time than me all the time. I'm not saying nobody can. Everybody does. That's like ridiculous for me to be like. By definition, you have a great relationship with your parents. You're having an awesome time.
we're getting off topic.
Yeah,
What, Cole?
I edit a ton of this shit out.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit. I don't even know where we are right now. Where are we at, Cole?
So what was studies hours upon hours of psychology? What does he come to? What's he learned?
So the first hack is make a promise to yourself,
Okay.
which is first you gotta make a decision on whether you want your ex back or not.
But I don't think that's like your decision to make.
No, I mean,
You know,
mean,
like
sure, yeah.
it's not like I could be like I want her back, and it's like well, I'm still gonna talk to her, and she's like, yeah, you're terrible. Like,
Yeah. You can't
I
fill
broke
out
up
a
with you.
form.
Yeah.
I would like my girlfriend back, and I'm gonna mail that in maybe 2 to 3 business
yeah.
days. I get her back.
No, I
can you
still
imagine
work at
showing up and
Burger
you're like,
King,
No,
and
no,
she's
no.
like, yeah, I
I made
want
the
you.
decision. We're back together.
yeah.
yeah.
I think he just means like if you want to focus on getting your ex back, there's things you can do. If you
Do you think there's really
What can
anything
you
can
do?
do? I think if someone breaks up,
What does he say? What does he say specifically?
well, I don't know what he said. He doesn't say anything about getting. He doesn't really.
So he doesn't get. He just says there's things you can do, and then he gives.
No,
you
he doesn't
tips.
say there's thing. He doesn't promote that. He says you really shouldn't do that.
That's actually pretty good advice.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
think get up like.
That's like
Because I think you're going through like a real breakup. Like unless you're dating someone crazy and you guys break up all the time, like
I was looking.
it's done.
Yeah,
It's
I was
fucking
looking
done.
for breakup books though, and there was one that was like 200 texts to send your ex to get her back.
Ooh.
So
Sad.
What the
The
fuck?
research they did for that book was the amount of blocked numbers that it's just like, please, I miss you. I don't.
Can you imagine also if it works and then she fucking looks under your bed after you're done fucking and finds that book and she's like, "Did you just copy and paste a fucking message to try to get me back?"
Worst person All right, so what's the saddest thing you guys have ever sent to an ex-girlfriend text message wise?
Once I break up with someone, I never really wanted them back.
Garbage.
Mm.
I've sent.
What do you mean
I've-
garbage?
I've sent because
You're
that's
not
just.
I'm a perfect rational human being.
I've-
Have you talked to what's your face?
I'm cold. I can handle every emotional thing that comes my way. Me.
I've
Have you
broken up
ta-
with the girlfriends I've dated. I haven't been broken up with. When I dated someone, it's usually
Cheating
me
is
breaking them up.
basically being broken up with, right?
Huh?
I mean,
Yeah.
being cheated on is basically being broken up with.
I mean, if they want you
Because
to
what's
find
the
out.
other option is that you're like, yeah,
Well,
no,
they,
I'm just a
well, if you don't
pussy,
find out
and
about the
just-
cheating,
But
like
they don't want to be with you anymore.
Yeah, I'm saying like you find out the only option is
not
is-
all
is-
cheating is
the only
you
option
don't
is
wanna
for you to
be
be like,
with
you know, I'm
someone.
spineless and I'm okay with it. That's the only option.
you don't
That
imagine
or
you
you
don't
break up with
imagine
them.
a scenario where you would cheat with someone but still want to be with your girlfriend.
I mean,
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah,
That is
but that's out of
possible.
a moment of weakness, and also I think like if you like them enough, then you should be able to overcome that.
That
It
is true.
should
It's the
it
thing
should
also-
overpower the like. I want to.
if
Have
I-
any
if,
of you
like, some
guys-
hot
have any of
person
you
came
guys-
up, I'm like, but I like this person enough that I could be a fucking adult and not do
Have
this.
any of you guys ever cheated on somebody?
I don't have the opportunity.
Nick?
No,
I don't even know.
no.
You're like asking me if like you're asking a homeless man like you invest in stocks. I'm like, no, I don't even have the fucking. For
No.
Christ's sake,
Yeah, I
I'm
don't-
just
I don't-
trying to afford a McChicken sexually. Over
Also-
here, motherfucker.
If Nick has, do you expect him to admit it on this podcast when he won't even admit it's true?
Oh, okay. Okay.
There we go.
The
little too
correct
home
answer,
taverny.
the on pod and off pod answer is no. I've not cheated on anybody, but I've sent
good.
some bad ex girlfriend text messages.
Let's go into the. I've said some bad ones too.
I had this girl that I dated in like high school and early college. We dated for like 3.5 years, and she's really sexy. And so I would get drunk in North Carolina when I was like 21, 22. We'd been broken up for like fucking 2 years or whatever. And I just like fucking these long like I can remember like using details from when we first started dating.
That's pathetic.
That
That's
kind of
bad.
shit. Yeah, no,
Jesus.
really bad.
Yeah.
Like I remember when we were on top of the parking deck and we'd make out in my car, and I think that's like the best night of my life. Like that kind of shit.
Jesus.
And then no,
Was it, this was like a serious, like you love this girl kind of girlfriend?
oh, it was well, no, all
gonna
it was
throw
like
up.
I haven't fucked in 8 months, and I'm just drunk, and I'm like the one
Yeah,
person.
do you think that because I think there's a difference between love and then just cum that hijacks your brain into thinking
into
that
thinking
you're in
it's love? Yeah.
Yeah, because at a certain point you don't get laid, your body just starts like you become a poet. You're just
a
like
single
your hair
sperm.
is just like a
There's this-
majestic beauty. And
A
Yeah.
single sperm that gets far enough into your brainstem, and he's like, I found the controls. And he just,
yeah,
he
yeah.
just takes over.
It's basically at a certain point, like when you don't get laid, it's almost like fucking 9/11, where the semen has hijacked your plane. You're like, we're driving it straight into the nearest pussy. I want you to know. Other passengers are like, no, we're not going aboard. We're just like, I'm just holding it in the name of. That's what every relationship I've been in is. I'm not over exaggerating here. 9/11, and I think that it's just some me flying my penis plane into the Twin Towers, where I'm just like, I'm going to die doing this, but this is for the greater good. This is for the greater.
No, I've
I
like
had some ex-girlfriend a thing where it's just
How did she
like, yeah.
respond? Was she cool with it, or
she actually. I mean, a lot of times like she wouldn't respond until the next morning, and then she'd be like, "Hey, I know you're drunk, and just if you could try to not do this anymore." But one
did
time,
you guys ever get back together?
like
Yeah.
she hit me back up, and then at like 4 a.m, like she was sending like pictures, like sexy pictures,
Did you guys
and
ever
I was
get
sending
back
sexy
together, or-
pictures. No, I haven't seen her in a very long time. But
Gotcha.
like, and
Well, great, because we have her right here and right now on the podcast, coming out to talk about these drunken photos. Give it up for Nick's ex-girlfriend, everybody!
Did you? What did you say? You send it to what's your face? We're not gonna say her
Tori
name.
Chafee.
but-
I don't give a fuck. We can say her name because I'm not a fucking coward like the rest
Say
of these
her
goddamn.
name.
she's
Tor-
also in a different state.
She's also going to be dead soon. Her name, Tori Chafee, Social Security number 6018. No, she.
Is that actual?
No, not really. No. Also, it's not worth a damn. I mean, she's.
I don't think she has one. She's a
Yeah,
goddamn
yeah, yeah,
enigma.
for
So
fuck's
this
sake.
girl Tori that you dated, is
Woman.
she
Yeah.
woman
Yeah.
that you dated? What's yeah? What did you send her? Because I know the stories. What
Well,
what
she
did
would
you
break
send
up.
her?
She would break up with me all the time because she was like, well, borderline. She had like borderline personality disorder, so she would like flip out over like nothing and be like, I hate you, and then like throw shit at me, and then like kick me out. And I'd like sleep in my car outside the front of the house. And I'm like, I guess this is. I was like 19. I'm like, love's crazy, you know. I'm like, I guess this is how it works,
Did you love her?
huh?
Did you love her?
Oh, no, I don't think I ever did.
Did you ever say I love you?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't have a hard time saying that.
Really?
Yeah,
How long-
me neither.
Was it like 6 months? How long did it take for you to say it?
Well, so you ever heard of a drug called Molly? so I mean, I took that with her like 2 weeks in, and it made me think. I was like, she's like the best person that's ever lived. And it's like, because you take I tell you, actually, I could fucking fall in love with the mailman, run off with him into Panama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that no, I would just send her stuff like one of the final cuts. I was just like, are you happy now that I'm gone?
Ooh,
Stuff. Yeah,
that's not good.
I'm bad. Yeah, it's like,
But yeah, so that doesn't apply to me because I don't think I want her back. What's the next step?
No, so you got to make the decision that you don't want her back.
No, I don't want her back.
So you
Kenan, do you want Tori back?
You make
no.
You make this decision, then you go stand in a mirror, take a good hard look at yourself,
Hard look.
stare yourself in the eyes, point at yourself, and say this loud and clear: I will not keep on living like this. It stops here and now.
To be fair, I fucking love that step.
I'm a big fan of that.
Step
I
outside
will
the
not
podcast.
keep
That
on-
step, that's fucking awesome. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I could say that step on almost every point in my life, and it would apply. Like not breakups,
will
like
not keep
I
on
could have
living
said
like
that step
this.
3 times today. And
Yeah,
that would've been it.
that's every single day. Every single day this week. Just
Yeah.
I will not keep on living
Like
this.
this, I'm
this.
trying
It
to make
stops there.
breakfast. I just open an empty pantry, and I'm like, I will not keep living like this.
But you don't say it in the kitchen. You close the pantry and
No.
you slowly walk to the bathroom and look yourself in the
I
mirror.
woke
and you're
up
like,
at
"I will
12 p.m.
not."
and
I'm just
I
opening a Tinder thing, about to swipe right on just a very low. I'm like, I will not keep living like
when
this.
I opened my last pack of ramen this morning and at 12 p.m. and I ate that for breakfast and lunch, and I said I will not keep on living
It's-
like this.
If you say it in a different tone, though, it does sound like a suicide note,
I
right?
will not keep on living
That's
like
true.
this.
That's true. And maybe that's another reason it resonates hard. But yeah, it really. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I mean, just in any. I actually, I think I do personally. You know that you ever heard the Independence Day speech that he gives to all the troops after the breakup? I listen to that a lot, actually, and during fights. Because like before I knew I was gonna fight with her, just listen. It's like what we face is complete annihilation, and it's like what we are fighting for is to survive. We are going to prevent. We will not go silently into the night. And I listened to that, and I was just like, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends. God damn it!
I think it's
Today.
I think it's good to say the quote from the book just every 5 years. Just evaluate your life and be like, am I going to keep living like this, or
I don't understand that. Don't you evaluate your life? I evaluate my life
every
every
5
waking
years,
minute. I'm
look at where
evaluating.
you're
Like,
at,
what the
look
fuck
at-
am I doing?
Look at
right
where you're at and say, am I going to keep living like this, or is this the end?
Every 5 years. that's
Look at it.
that's such a
That's like
long
such
time.
a terrible sketch.
Look at it as a real suicide note, and just be like,
I like how every 5 years call me and it's like, I shouldn't have had all those kids. Yeah, now that I think about
But
it.
they're already in kindergarten.
Half a decade later, I
you
should.
could, you could have like 10 kids in 5 years, and then that's when you
true.
decide to look back and be like,
Look at yourself.
yeah.
Doing that every fucking day. Kwame, you should have a.
Like you've got the heroin needle in your vein. You're like, wait, what day is it? May 19th. No, I got 3 days left until the 5-year mark. I can fucking.
Kwame, you should have a fucking magnifying glass in your goddamn self 24/7.
Yeah.
You need a Hubble telescope introspection looking at your
Hubble
ass to figure out what the fuck you got going on.
And don't just think these words. Fill your lungs and actually shout them. And remember to stand like a warrior and not
shout
a
them
pussy.
where, like in your apartment. Or
Wait,
like,
he says that? A
he says a
warrior,
warrior and not a pussy.
Stand like a warrior and not a pussy.
Now, how would one stand like a warrior? Like warrior yoga pose, but yoga's for pussies.
Those are two
so
very-
If you
yeah,
don't
it's
even
like-
know how to stand like a
the
warrior,
You're probably not a warrior. Let's
is
just
the
let's
opposite
say
is the opposite of warrior a vagina? Is that what he's?
I don't know.
pussy doesn't necessarily mean vagina.
it's just
That's
you
true.
know weak men.
yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I feel like this is gonna happen. I'm gonna be like alone, drunk, staring in the mirror, like I will not keep living, like
Yeah.
changing poses.
I think yelling in a mirror is a sign of a weak man. I
Yeah.
think that's the number
I've done that a
one-
lot.
Yeah.
Done that a lot. Screw my mirror so much that I thought that's kind of what it was for. I didn't even realize you could look at
Yeah.
yourself. I just
In the
thought it was like a microphone.
And then in the coming days, every time you catch yourself moping around or feeling useless, snap your head up and shout your vow. I will not keep on living like this. It stops here and now. And then one day those words will change.
I like how we're at first we're like, this guy's just such a fucking idiot, and he's like, we're just sitting here like it's church, and we're like, hey man, fucking amen. It's like I will not keep living like it ends right here and now. And I'm just sitting here with like tears in my eyes, like it ends right here on
Can
this.
I get a hallelujah and a here and now? Hallelujah, here and now.
I'm just basically like it ends tonight.
One day those words will change to "I am back."
Now, I like that because I remember
damn
like
right
2
about
days after the breakup, I was drunk as shit at Trader Todd's singing karaoke, and I was screaming "Nikki's back, baby." So I feel like he's onto
So
something.
you're
there.
already there at that
Yeah,
stage?
I'm already at that
Would
stage
you-
where I'm back.
Would you say you're back?
What do you mean?
Would you say you're back?
Would I? Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Like I'm in it. I feel good. Like I had this weird thought on the train the other day that I was in some sort of like, because I have zero responsibilities. I just have to show up at work and do open mics and get better at comedy, and that feels good. So I'm like, I got the free time to write, and I'm like I'm doing weird shit. Me and Alex are making songs.
Yeah,
you know?
I kind of think you should get back with your girlfriend if those songs will stop. To be honest,
We're gonna make
that was what was preventing those songs. and-
I think that you cannot keep living like this, and you need to get back with her. I think.
Yeah, that guy.
I think you need fucking like the same way someone like comes out of a fire and they need a safely blanket wrapped around them. I think that's you with women. Like you just need a vagina wrapped around you to keep this insanity.
Like a traumatized 6-year-old. You're like, no, I'm fine. I don't think you deal with this in a healthy way.
Yeah, it's, we made fun of this guy for researching 100 hours of psychology, but I'm like, I'm fine. I'm making SoundCloud raps now. So yeah,
You
that
should,
guy's a fucking
you should
loser.
send us a clip so we can just put it in the podcast right here at this moment.
Yeah, would you
Oh
So-
yeah,
so
we could.
people
Let's
can-
put some. Yeah, we'll put Pangea on
people
the pod.
know.
Yeah, so I was thinking that you were gonna say no, don't do that, but the fact that you said yes means
Absolutely, I'm proud of
we,
that shit.
we
man.
have to get you help immediately. I'm proud of that shit. Is the worst Nick Cartwright.
Lil squeegee and dong meter. It's gonna be fucking big, man.
Yeah, everyone listening to the podcast.
I have to go outside and mercy kill you.
Yeah,
after this is over.
We're about to mice and men Nick Cartwright out fucking side right
I
now.
don't have to listen to your jealousy, okay? That I'm the next fucking John Lennon.
So you ready for the next hack?
Yeah, because I'm already at Nick's back.
I'm
so-
already a big fan of this stuff already. I'm not even going through a breakup.
Next hack is act, and so it says you must erase all traces of your ex from your life, and the first step is ditch her number.
Ooh,
And then he says replace your own mobile cell number.
that's a bit far.
I think that is a little.
Jeez,
because that's an inconvenience to meet. Now I gotta get everybody's fucking number back.
You have to. That's expensive, right? To like.
No,
No.
It's not. You just gotta.
He
call them and
says
shit.
he says don't even keep the old SIM card. Cut it in half and throw it away. And when you do so, force yourself to smile.
I can't take the
who
SIM card
heard
out of my
this,
phone.
dude?
This is a
holy
When was
shit.
this? When was this written? What is force yourself to smile? What is force yourself?
Coming from the man that's been screaming about a breakup for going on almost 2 years, it's a little fucking much.
Yeah, as
A
I'm
little
sitting
fucking
there
much.
crying,
I mean,
and
dude,
I force myself
if
to
I know in
smile.
a breakup and I just like take a hammer and I'm smashing a cell phone, smiling, everyone's like, dude, get a hold of your goddamn.
Do you still have what's your face's number?
Do I still have Tori Chavis' number? No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Did you delete it right after the breakup?
No, eventually. Well, I kept it because
How did you guys break? What was like the final? Because you described. What was the final like? I'm done. It's over kind of thing.
It's a little too dark to get into in the middle of the funny podcast.
Yeah, it's a hard question to answer on a fucking podcast.
No, yours is like some dumb. We just didn't get along. Mine's like slashy wrist police being called type bullshit.
Wrist police.
So so Nick's a fucking pussy who didn't have the balls to tell his girlfriend how to feel. Mine almost ended with a death attempt from a fucking psychotic person, and it's just it's
And
it's
plus-
a little too big for me.
Plus,
to
we
make
only have
humor.
like 20 minutes, so we should
yeah.
probably
so let's
keep
get back to the fucking
side
tips.
tracks
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then if you have a home phone, get rid of it as well, unless you have bad credit.
Fifth step: become Amish. Get rid of
Yeah.
technology altogether. She
Say,
will not find you in the forest.
get rid of your home phone. Well,
Go-
first of all, who even has a home
Yeah,
phone?
first, I feel like this guy's like, set your house on fire. Grab a hat.
When was this?
Walk into the woods.
Was
You'll
this
never
written in like
find
2007 or was it written like?
Like 2018 or something.
And he said, "Get rid of your home phone."
There's still people that have home phones. It's not uncommon. You get a package like internet, TV,
you have a home phone?
thing. No.
Okay, cool. And what
Yeah,
do
but you don't have a phone, motherfucker. You just don't have shit.
But I'm saying he's also.
You don't
he's
have a
al-
home, barely. You're living.
He's also like
life
40. He's 43. He doesn't have a home phone. I would assume no one has one.
Wait, who are
This
you
guy
talking-
obviously wants to
Talking
get back with this person. If he's like, I can't even have this smidgen of like
Yeah, it's
temptation
you
to
can't deal with a
contact
call
her.
from her in your home phone.
How
Yeah,
are you doing? I don't use phones anymore. Yeah, I just don't use them.
toss my sim
No,
in
I
the
actually
river.
I moved to Connecticut.
I cut
things
my
have gone-
eyes out just in case I saw her again. So-
Cut my ears off just in case I saw a voice, and things have been going real well.
No, I'm cured, I'd say. Yeah, I think everything's good.
No, I actually cut off the back left frontal lobe of my brain because they said that's the part that feels love. So I just made sure that I could never
yeah, and then purge her from your home.
just purge her from your home.
But that's kind of easy. I mean, I did
Like
that.
all traces of her like stuff or like
So like,
things
oh,
that
she,
remind you of her.
so like
and you
she
get-
bought me this gift, throw it away, that kind of thing.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of a bummer because that's literally,
Everything
like
you
gifts
own.
and-
that's
like
a
shit
lot
you-
of stuff I own.
Yeah, it's like shit you use.
Yeah, that's like your plates and your your
Yeah,
pellets
totally.
and
Yeah.
everything is.
Purge is
My
such a
fucking
strong
bed
word.
frame, dude. So,
Yeah. So well, if
I mean,
you really
I-
want to
I-
get
I-
over
I
her,
just
you got to
figured it out.
sleep on the floor.
What did you throw out that she gave you?
One time towards the end, like a couple days later after, and it's kind of like basically like still in the middle of like wartime. So like when I heard the doorbell ring, I was like, oh my god. And then I just saw a box full of the shit I had at her house, which was like clothes. One time we won like karaoke King and Queen together, and then a photo of us together, and she wrote like I love you on it as like some sort of weird passive aggressive thing. So
Jesus.
it burned it all.
You burned it?
Yeah, it burned.
That's
You
like the
burned-
serial killer leaving
you
the
bur-
fucking finger of every woman she's killed, and is
You
like, I'll mail
burn
it
your
to the
you
inspector.
burned your own clothes?
No, I kept the fucking clothes. I'm not a lunatic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I burned a picture of her.
So purge her from her home, then clean your entire house. He says, and there's like 20 pages of him just describing how to clean. And he says,
Lot of bleach. Let me tell you.
This dude killed his fucking wife.
murdered-
He's
he
like, get
murdered-
rid of your card. Never talk to the government ever
You're
again.
gonna find a
fucking
blood
clean your
stain.
house.
You're gonna
Go
find
to
a blood
Alaska,
stain under
get a
the
new name, live in a shed, take your old house, fake your death, go up the river. Then you could finally get okay. It was just one argument where it's like,
check the left couch pillow. No one checks it, but when you find the finger, you'll know you were right.
Call all your best friends saying we went bowling January 3rd at 8 o'clock. Didn't we? Didn't we? That's what I goddamn
When
thought.
Detective Wilson tries to question you, refuse all answers and close the door.
and he says, if you don't know how to clean or what cleaning stuff to use, hit up YouTube.
Hit up YouTube.
Help YouTube.
Yeah, I assume
Who's
I
googling
assume
how
his-
to clean love from my life onto
Was this
YouTube?
written was this written from inside of a federal prison?
I assume his girlfriend did everything for him. If he has to,
No, he's just like, I don't even know what to do in it. Girl not here.
I don't know how clean.
Internet, maybe? I don't know.
I feel like
YouTube, how do I do me?
Well, I feel like step 6 is gonna be like I got caught. Good
YouTube
luck.
made Melissa here no more? Question mark Google, please. Fuck's sake, anyone who says that, I'm not trying to say this from like a garbage like male feminist perspective, but men I think are objectively a lot more pathetic than women in terms of how we deal with.
That's true.
I don't think I've heard a woman write a book where it's like clean her from your life and get rid of like they're just like now you move on, get a new pair of shoes and live here. And men are like burn down your house. I'm gonna need you to burn down your to
Did
get
she,
rid of
did
Well,
she,
the
did
thing
she
is, like-
sleep in that bed? Throw out all the sheets, burn it all, kill
yeah.
yourself.
Thing is, like, I think women they can easily just be like, men are fucking trash and dogs, and that's fine. But if we're like, women are horrible, everyone's like, God, no one wants to hang out with you.
yeah,
Well, it's
Like,
also a thing where
That's also, I think they can
I don't
rationalize,
think
but it's
men-
like the
I don't
Lucy K
think-
bit where it's like women can choose not to have sex. They're better at rationalizing.
That's the thing, yeah, I was gonna
'cause
say,
they
like,
have a
the
more
average-
rational brain. They can
the
actually
average
be like,
the average woman I think could be like, I'm not gonna have sex anymore and live like a normal, healthy life. The average guy who was like, I'm not gonna fuck ever again, he would go crazy and kill people.
No, he
That's
becomes
it.
this guy where you're like, I have 20 documents written, and we burn our house. Like, the thing is, like, women are just like, they kind of, they're more logical. They can compartmentalize it to, like, we had feelings for each other. It didn't work out. I hope we can still be friends. And then we're over here with, like, an axe in a parking lot. Like, is this her car? Okay, cool. Boom!
Yelling,
boom!
look-
boom!
Well, it's a
Yeah.
need. I
Like-
think it's a need between it because I think the male sex needs women more than the female sex needs men.
Oh no, they could go without us. they they do.
If the average woman was like, yeah, I'm not going to fuck anymore, she'd be like a president. If the average guy was like, yeah, I'm not going to fuck anymore, he would kill 40 people.
Yeah, I feel like I look at dildos the same way like fucking factory workers looked at like a new machine that's gonna replace them. But I'm like, we gotta burn these. Do you understand? I look at a sex shop. I'm like, these need to fucking. You're just letting them in. I go to the man and I'm like, traitor. You're a fucking traitor to our people. Do you understand that? We'll be all being farmed for our semen in 40 years just so they can produce more women.
You guys really turned on this guy after one hack, because at first, the first hack, you guys were like, you love him.
I think he was the best at first.
And now,
So what's the next one? After I burn down my house.
hack 3 is you gotta don't give him any more. He's gonna get drunk. He's almost at the verge of being drunk.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
How am I?
What did you say? What the hell did you say?
How am I drunk? How am I? Why
said, "How
can't I
am
get
I?"
more drunk than that? How am I?
I said, how am I?
You totally slurred it. So the next hack is, so after you acted, so you've dealt with your surroundings, you got to deal with your mind. And he says, be a man and take responsibility for why the relationship broke down.
Fair.
I think good stuff.
Yeah.
That's not
And
bad.
the
That's some good
example he
advice.
gives, he says, Dave said his girlfriend cheated on him, and he says that's a convenient way of excusing Dave's responsibilities.
I think that's kind of true.
Because
I think
why did she cheat? Because she was lonely. And why was she lonely? Because Dave was never at home. And why was Dave not at home? Because he was at the bar with his friends. And he says, see, there are two sides to every
It's like
story.
healthy but not healthy.
That's true, but it's also
'Cause
not your
it's saying-
responsibility
'cause,
to be like.
it is a thing where it's like you shouldn't cheat on someone, but also like if you're in a relationship but you feel that you're not even really in a relationship, it would makes. What I'm saying is you shouldn't cheat on someone, but if you're in a relationship but they're never there, so it feels like you're not in one, it would kind of make sense why you would cheat, but also he should be able to hang out with his friends without you becoming like a jealous.
Yeah, it's
idiot.
also you should be able to tell some. It shouldn't go from like 1 to 10. It should be it should go from like, hey, maybe hang
Hey,
out more.
Dave,
It's not
why
like
don't you-
he went to the bar a couple times, so I fucked all of his friends, and we're like, where are you in this, Dave? Where's your responsibility? It's like your responsibility as a goddamn adult to tell someone like, hey, I'm not a fan of this. If this keeps going, I would see someone else,
Yeah,
and not be like. I mean, it's everybody where it's like, oh, I did something.
There's also a thing of like, just, if it affects you, just break up with a human being. Like, just be a person and be like, hey, I don't want to date you, instead of like crushing a human being.
Yeah,
That's what I thought when I read it, like the take, and then he came up with the cheating example, but like that's all on her. Like
That's
she
100% because she
Yeah.
can't be
could've-
like, "Hey, you're hanging out at the bar." If anyone has to be like, "Well, you were at the bar. Well, you didn't say anything to me."
Just break
Men
up
are
though.
dumb.
But
I've had that
if it's also the thing
You
was
ever
like,
had that thing where you're hanging out at a party with a significant other, and maybe you want to be at the party? It's all your friends. You're having a great time, and then she's like, "Yeah, I want to be here." And then she's like, "You ask her like, you still want to stay?" She says, "Yeah, I do." And then like later, like when you're driving home, she's like, "I didn't want to be at the party the entire time." And it's like, okay, here's a nice. Then say that. Then tell the truth. Nobody ever does that. Like everyone lies to make each other feel better. That's not like a point of strength to be nice.
Yeah.
It's like weakness.
and if you were like in like like couples counseling and Dave was like, yeah, she cheated on me, and she was like, well, yeah, but he was at the bar with his friends.
And wouldn't the therapist wouldn't be like, Dave, you want to explain yourself? Yeah, Dave, do you want to admit that apparently your girlfriend is not an adult human being and has responsibility for herself?
but the thing is like cheating is such an extreme thing to do. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like if you're at the point where you're ready to fuck another person, just break up. Just say I don't want to be with you. That's
Also,
the
you
easy-
could say that thing like, well, like, why did she kill you, Dave? Is it because you made her lonely and she didn't want to? Like,
No, I mean you can really do that with anything. You know what I mean? Where's 9/11 in this America? Okay, is it because you didn't? Do you want to let your woman hang out on the beach?
Did
with
you
bikinis?
when Al Qaeda was like, hey, let's go hang out at home and watch a movie? We were like, no, I want to go to the bar with my friends. Is that why?
No.
But I do think people should avoid because there's a lot of shit today where let's say like you're a dude and your girlfriend cheats on you, and then you're totally like, she's a fucking cunt and she doesn't know what she knows and she doesn't know shit, and then she fucking like there are like dynamics where you fucked up too
That is
to make
true.
her feel like that.
That-
So
well, that's
you're
why
not
I
a
get-
goddamn like impenetrable like I'm a great person and that person like
Well, that's
it was
why
a
it's
bad
when-
relationship.
When
to
people are
start
like,
with.
"Oh, cheating is like a 100%," they're shitty. I mean, it is always like a complicated.
it's like
thing.
80-20.
Unless
you know?
it was the thing where like this person's just a dick and they just said, "I want to have."
But
sex
what
with
about when
someone
she had
else."
sex with your best friend? Where were you in that?
I was pissed.
Where were
I
you?
was upset.
Yeah. Where is it because you weren't?
Well, I was like 17, and I was like, "Yeah, she's a."
Because you didn't have the balls to have sex with her, and she was like, "God damn, this pussy Kwame won't fuck me. I'm gonna go look 2 centimeters to the left."
Essentially.
I'm with him. This is all on you.
I'm with
That's
him
why
as well.
she
No,
cheated.
I was. Yeah.
I'm
That
always-
was your fault.
I
He's
hated
gonna be
that
the
guy.
next guest on the podcast. We have you guys hash it out together on whose fault it was. So
Yeah.
what's the next? So
So deal with your mind, be a man, take responsibility, and did you understand what she wanted? Because what the opposite
well,
sex
I'm gonna go ahead and
wants.
say no.
That's like pretty-
No,
That's
I
like pretty healthy.
totally understood what she wanted. I just can't do it.
That's like kind of healthy relationship.
I was
advice,
kind of
though.
expecting to be crazy, the manpower shit. And a lot of it's like, you know what?
You
say
you didn't even get to the end of his. He says, "What the opposite sex wants is not a secret. Well, women can differ. The movie industry continues to put out romantic movies with the same mass appeal, and that tells you the majority of women tick the same way."
I don't believe that at all.
So
Yeah, that's a little.
Yeah.
That's
That's a little unhealthy. We're getting a little red pilly on that bullshit.
so
yeah.
so just watch who gets the girl at the end and study their personality. And with
Oh,
this
so I
with
should
this
base myself off of.
with this method, there's no guessing involved. Just be the hero in those movies.
I like how the
So
self-help
I
starts
should-
off healthy and then it's like, become Tom Cruise.
Yeah, so
Like,
I
if
should
you
base
just-
my
if
I
you
should base myself
study-
off of Dane Cook in the movie where he gets the guy. That's what I should be.
Yeah, can you imagine like taking notes on Arnold Schwarzenegger and you're like, oh, that's a genius move. Be a hot person with a lot of money.
What's that fucking movie with Jimmy Fallon and he's a Red Sox fan and then he has
Never
to,
been kissed is
Jimmy Fallon was in a movie where he's a Red Sox fan.
he's a diehard Red. Maybe it wasn't Jimmy Fallon. I think it
Are you
was
talking
though.
about the Drew Barrymore?
Drew Barrymore.
Never been kissed?
No, it's called something like it's Fever Pitch.
Oh, I never seen that.
Never seen Fever Pitch?
No.
That's like it's dog shit. This dude is like obsessed with the Red Sox, and then this girl's like, "Oh, maybe we should date." And he's like, "But the fucking Sox." So that's what like after you break up, you're just like, "Oh, I want to be like Jimmy Fallon and the Red Sox because that's what they really want."
That's stupid.
You should model their
Yeah, that's also,
personality
I
and
think,
That is
men and
stupid.
people are stupid. He should have chosen the girl over the Red Sox. Red Sox are a sports
Yeah,
team
the
and
whole
they're
movie.
stupid.
Yeah,
And who cares?
and the movie just ends like she's just like, "Yeah, he loves me and the Red Sox, so we should be together."
That's
It
like
ju-
the most pathetic thing I've ever heard in my life.
yeah, no, it's bad. And
But yeah, it's also weird that
I don't
you
like
can't
that
go
advice.
from like, "Hey, where are you in this?" to like, "All women are the same," and you should learn how to instead being
Yeah.
healthier manipulate people into loving you. What you did in your last relationship is you did not successfully manipulate her into staying with you forever. What we need to do now is study how the perfect man is and don't treat a person
Yeah.
like she's another individual you can pour your soul into and have a secret with. Just kind of a hole you're tricking yourself into. That's how you should see other people.
don't be yourself. Be another character in
to be
on
fair,
a
I
movie.
do think the best motivational advice I could give is don't be yourself, be someone better. You know, like I do think I think throughout my whole life I've gotten the lesson, like if I could have been someone else.
So
Huge help.
so does he say to fully just like be a movie
so
character?
you break up with your girlfriend and he's basically saying, watch the Twilight series, study how Robert Pattinson is, and then
Robert Pattinson is a vampire, and that
It's
that's what I'm
also
supposed
just
to do?
hard to be like, so I didn't listen enough because I wasn't Tom Cruise. You know what I mean? Like it's just hard to go from like because he's so
Oh,
close to being
Johnny
rational.
Depp never would have fucked her sister. That makes sense. Why didn't I do that? That makes
He's also
sense.
so close to being reasonable. He's on the cusp of like take personal responsibility, be better, and then he's like also completely also all women are the same. I'm like, no, we almost saved you. You know what I mean?
it starts off like, so like, did you understand what she wanted? And you're like, yeah, maybe I could have. Well, all women are the same, so just
Well,
just look at this, and you'll know what she
Well,
wants.
it's pretty easy to understand what they all want because they're animals you can manipulate. And it was like, for Christ's sake. Yeah, because this is probably in terms of self-help, like the most reasonable on its face. Because everything else has been pretty outwardly absurd.
From the get-go, it's been bullshit. But this is like
This
the first two were like, okay, this is like kind of.
This is almost like shit sandwiching bullshit. Because at first you're like, I think that's kind of a good point, and then he's like, women are just animals, and you're like, okay.
Yeah. And then so hack 4 is you gotta rebuild your confidence. And this is just like a mix of like, groom yourself again, start buying good clothes, go out on a stroll with your new look. And then tying into the previous end, he says, shed your old skin, find a movie star and be like him.
See, that's
That's not good at
What
all.
the fuck is that?
I-
But did he say be his character? Or like I need to be Brad fucking Pitt?
It's also not like most good stuff is like maybe learn to love yourself and like improve yourself and realize somebody's. He's like, no, be somebody else. Like find Arnold Schwarzenegger, be him.
What is it? Does he say like be a character or be the guy?
What do you...
Like I need to be.
I don't
Arnold-
understand.
What I'm saying is
like
when he says
kill the old guy and
what I'm
be-
saying is when he says like
what do you
when he
mean?
says be a movie star, like I need to be Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator.
Whoa! Let's say that one again. Rewind. Say that last name.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's how you say his name, right? Is it not Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Arnold Schwarzenegger's robbing a liquor store. No.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Is that not the way you say his name? No.
This feels like the thing that ends your Senate career. Who's my favorite
That
actor?
sounds like a like a really like well-built slave. Like the guys are elbowing each other. Like, oh, look at that fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I got an Arnold Schwarzenegger here for $800 if you want to buy him.
You're slurring so hard that you accidentally say racial slurs. That's how drunk you are.
First off, I can
You're
say
so drunk that
I'm allowed to say the racial. Let's not. I'm allowed to say the racial slurs.
no one's saying you're not allowed to say the
Arnold
racial slurs.
Schwarzenegger. That's how you say his fucking name.
No,
That's how you say his fucking name. Am I wrong here?
Yes, you
Yes,
are.
you
Then
are
how do you
wrong.
say it? How do you say it? How is it spelled? He chose to spell it that way.
It's not
I
spelled
didn't
like
spell
that.
his goddamn name. He chose to spell it like it's the word nigger. Am I wrong?
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. It's not Nigger in his name.
I feel like
Let's-
I feel like at the Oscars every time they'd be like, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh no! Oh no!
Let's say it like that. When he moved to Hollywood, if he would have changed it from an E to an A, I would say
So-
nagger. But he said it like it's supposed to be spelled.
You're going hard R on this too.
Yeah.
You're not. No, you're supposed to do it like
I'm sorry, my bad. Politically correct. Arnold Schwarzenegger. My bad. No hard R. I can't say the words where it's supposed to be spelled. So, am I
But
supposed to be the
yes,
Terminator
you're supposed
guy?
to be him.
Am I supposed to be Arnold in the Terminator, or am I supposed to be like Arnold the actor? That's what I was trying to ask.
Well, I think he refers to like rom-coms, not action movies.
Yeah, not
like
like
you're supposed
movies.
to be like fucking who was in the Notebook?
Oh,
that's-
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
supposed to be
I think
him.
we're always trying to be like more like Ryan Gosling. I think that's
He's just a hot, funny, interesting guy. Yeah, you should be like Ryan Gosling, the hottest, funniest, interesting guy. ever.
Yeah, that there is.
You sound like you have a crush on Ryan Gosling. He's just the hottest, the funniest guy.
Would you
Oh
not
my
fuck Ryan
god.
Gosling? I'm sorry. I'm
Is
sorry.
he funny?
I'm sorry. If you're walking down the
Yeah,
street,
that's a good question. Yeah, I don't think I've never
no,
gotten
that's
that.
a good question. If you're walking down
The
the,
hottest,
street,
funniest,
if you're walking down the
smartest.
street and you saw Ryan Gosling, he was like, "Hey, let's go fuck." You would say like, "No, Ryan Gosling, the guy people love."
Also, you're defending yourself by being like, what? You wouldn't have sex with Ryan Gosling?
well, it's
So I'm
Ryan
saying
fucking Gosling.
We accuse
Take
you.
sexuality out of it. If Brad Pitt saw you
What do
on
you
the
mean
street, and
take
he's like,
sexuality out of it?
It's sex.
It's Ryan Gosling.
If you take sexuality out of sex, you're creepy.
If you take Ryan Gosling out of sex, you're creepy.
Don't know what that means.
okay.
So you open
Yeah.
with Ryan. Yeah, be more like the charming reason I wake up in the morning, Ryan Gosling.
By the way-
and then we called you on it, and you're like, what? You wouldn't want to fucking suck the sweet, sweet cum out of his cock?
It's Ryan Gosling.
To be fair, I'd have sex with Ryan Gosling, but just as a credit. It's all just for show business reasons. Strictly business.
Also, the next episode should be an intervention of Kwame's alcoholism.
Yeah, no,
Can't fucking get through a pod without.
I've had like 3 or 4 beers.
There's a table full
But you
of empty
talk like
PBRs.
you've had 14 beers.
yeah.
I've had 3 or 4 beers.
Yeah, we gotta
and
finish this quick before he gets like.
I am not that drunk. I'm pretty sober actually.
You're about to fall over on the fucking chair that you're doing.
Can't
No,
wait.
I'm not.
You're about to sell your mic halfway through for more booze. We're gonna be sitting through the podcast.
I'm sitting up straight. Nick, do I seem drunk to you?
Yes.
Yes.
That's why I said the thing I said 12 seconds ago.
I look fine.
The people of Canada are gonna be worried about you.
Get back to the pod.
Yeah.
Let's get.
Jesus.
So you shed your old skin,
Yeah.
exercise, diet, do those mantras like I am happy, I am healthy, I am attractive, I make friends easily. People often start conversations with me, and then.
But even though it's not true, you're just supposed to say that.
yeah, eventually.
Yeah,
like-
because that doesn't make that true at all. I feel like it'd make me feel worse if I'm sitting in the mirror being like, I'm happy. People make conversations with
Yeah,
me.
it's so fucking sad.
No one's doing that. Like, if I'm sitting alone staring into a mirror and saying, people make conversations. No, they don't. Making conversations with myself.
And he says, make her repulsive. So imagine.
See, that's also not healthy. You could be like, hey, it didn't work out. I liked her. Wrong time, wrong place. We're not the right people. Whatever. You don't have to be like, yeah. I'm actually really dealing with it well. I take a picture of her and I smear it in shit so that I associate her with shit forever. And then I burn the shit, and then also just like a weird thing. I customized my toilet to be a photo of her at her favorite place, and I just shit on her face every morning. And I think I'm over her. You know what I mean?
He says, imagine if she ever comes in your head, just imagine her with pus-filled spots on her face and bits of food in her teeth.
Oof.
What a weird, like, oh man, that was a good memory I had. I'm like, all right, pus. Like, it's hard for me to be like,
Also-
no, imagine maggots coming out of her
Also,
mouth.
it's like one like pretty bad thing. Yeah, like imagine her face peeled off and little bits of like cereal in her teeth or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like, who
It's
cares?
like a very subtle thing. Like, I don't give a shit if she had food in her teeth.
Just imagine her dismembered in your bathtub. Just
And
It's also
also,
been like-
she has a little bit of spaghetti on her mouth.
And she
that
had the
can put-
audacity to have some lettuce on her teeth, that worthless empty hole.
Yeah, and then try to spark up new interactions with people. Like say hi to a stranger every day. Ask
That's
someone.
not that bad. To be
Ask
honest.
someone the time or directions, and he says old people in general are great because they are very approachable.
I actually like that because I thought he was gonna go in the direction of like approach a woman and like harass her, but he went in like the direction of like ask an old person what time it is, which is pretty good, right?
Yeah, and if you're feeling shy, start off at coffee shops by ordering your drink with confidence.
What is ordering your drink with confidence?
I mean, I've never...
I want a fucking latte. And I
Hey.
want it fucking
Excuse
now.
me right now, everybody around here. Just a man who got over a breakup. That's what you're looking at. A man who can exist alone, independently, without Melissa, would like a double mache macchiato. Hold the intimacy.
People start conversations with me, and I want a venti chai, please.
Then they like misspell your name. You're like, I cannot live this way any longer.